All right, guys. This is Coach Sellers talking about why I should eat healthy and be physically active. There's a relationship between poor nutrition, physical inactivity, and chronic illness. Why should you learn about healthy nutrition and physical activity? In our country, there is an epidemic of obesity and poor nutrition behaviors. The obesity rate is doubling every 20 years. That's crazy. Over two-thirds of Americans are either overweight or obese. So, two-thirds of the people walking around this country have gained too much weight to the point where they are considered unhealthy or overweight or obese. We're more sedentary in our lives today than we ever have before. Sedentary means we're sitting down a lot more. Many chronic diseases are preventable and are linked to poor nutrition and physical inactivity. Just as a person struggling just as a person struggling with his or her weight needs to balance exercise and nutrition, the approach to obesity prevention and prevention of chronic diseases need to be balanced by choosing nutrient-dense foods, remaining physically active throughout your life, and balancing caloric intake with energy expenditure. All of us making healthy decisions each day in order to remain healthy throughout life. We can all do it. Now is the time to begin making good decisions, not after chronic illness has negatively affected health. So, even at your age. So, it's recommended that we actually have 60 minutes of physical activity each day. That is an updated statistic. If we have 60 minutes of physical activity a day, it's going to help us with heart health, brain health, and make us feel good overall. The childhood obesity epidemic is increasing, clearly. What a child used to look like probably at this age 20, 40 years ago was looking a little bit more like what's on the far right now. And it's sad, but it's true. So some obesity trends among the U.S. and adults. So with a body mass index of 30 or about 30 pounds overweight for a 5'4" person. Looking at 1990, starting out with the blue, we got a lot ranging from 10 to 14%. So 10 to 14% of American adults. By 1999, we're getting in the darker blue. There's still a couple light blues, and then we're getting into yellow. So we're up to 24%. Now come 2009, and yes, that's 11 years ago, but this should be a little bit alarming because things hadn't gotten much better. Um, we got orange, we got a lot of red. We're sitting in the orange here in North Carolina, but in the red, that's 30% of U.S. adults with a body mass index over 30 pounds of their weight. That's crazy. The childhood obesity rate is doubling every couple of decades. I mean, look, everybody's supersizing. Look at the fries this kid has. That is a large fry. Well, why in the world does a small child need a large French fry? Why is that healthy for them? High school data youth risk behavior survey. 29% were overweight or obese. This is in high school. 52% are not active for 60 minutes or 5 of 7 days a week. So over half. That should be scary to think about all the bad that can happen. 30% drank a can or bottle of soda or pop every day the past 7 days. Middle school risk behavior. 43% are trying to lose weight. Middle school kids shouldn't have to worry about trying to lose weight right now. I mean, if we've gotten to that point, yes, by all means. But just think about the direction we're heading. It's not good for us, physically or mentally. It puts a strain on our hearts, you guys, and our body in general. It makes it work harder, so you age faster. It's real stuff. 41% are not active for 60 minutes a day, 5 of 7 days. So just a little less than half, but still, that's a high number. It shouldn't even be close to that. 39% watch 3 or more hours of TV on an average school day. So looking like right when they got home, they're just plopping on the couch and watching TV and not going outside and doing some kind of fun activity. Or, I mean, there's plenty of activities to do inside. Help your parents out, It might not be fun, but it's helpful to them and they'll appreciate it, and it'll come back to you later. So, obesity is one of several illnesses associated with poor nutrition. Some others, which across the board you're seeing a lot, include diabetes, which is pretty common, osteoporosis, as you see in the picture there to the right. There's your normal bone structure. With osteoporosis, it's getting weak. So, therefore, if you continuously eat bad and make bad healthy decisions, your bones are going to get weaker and they're going to start to break. Like, that should be a little bit alarming. I know I don't want to have a bunch of broken bones just because I wanted to eat cheeseburgers for an entire year, cardiovascular diseases, some types of cancers, metabolic syndrome, osteoarthritis, high blood pressure, and the possibility of a stroke, asthma, which even I have asthma. I am an overweight male, continuously trying to get better because I haven't made always healthy decisions. And that's okay to admit that. If you admit it, that is the right step. Sleep apnea, where if you possibly have too much fat on your body, it could block your airways while you're asleep, and you might not be breathing like you should while you're asleep. So that means not as much oxygen to your brain, which means you aren't sleeping as good as you possibly could. Dental deficiency diseases, rickets and anemia, and gallbladder or liver. Rickets is kind of a bone disformation with your legs, and anemia is going to be inefficiencies in your blood that you could possibly be continuously cold even when it's hot outside. Diseases associated with obesity, like we said, diabetes type 2 or adult onset diabetes is a chronic disease characterized by insulin deficiency, which is your blood sugar. Type 2 differs from type 1, just scooting down a little bit. Juvenile onset diabetes is caused when the pancreas in a child does not produce insulin, and it's not linked to obesity. So type 1 is not linked to obesity, type 2 is. We talked about osteoporosis. The bones are getting weak. Cardiovascular diseases, which are diseases dealing with your heart, which is a huge muscle and very important. You just see with chronic disease characterized by thickening and hardening of arterial walls. The arterial walls are inside the heart. If they get too thick, they can't pump blood. If they harden, they can't pump blood. You get where I'm going here? Cancer. Obesity is actually associated with increased risk of the following cancer types: esophagus, pancreas, colon, rectum, breast, uterus, kidney, and thyroid. So think about all those different types of cancers that can come to you if you're obese. It should be a little scary. So just continuing to move along. I kind of, talked about the dental caries. That's tooth decay. That's not a good thing. That gets expensive. Rickets, that is caused by vitamin D deficiency. If you know what vitamin D comes from, all you need to do is walk outside and look up whenever it is the daytime. So you can look at the gallbladder and liver, kind of let you guys read that. And then early onset puberty is associated with obesity. So BMI, one indicator of health: over 25 overweight, over 25 or over 30 obese. So we're just looking at that chart there. This is ranging from heights to weights and where we're getting to. I feel a lot of people that I even know, a lot of family members fall into the overweight to obese category that I know personally. So the concept of nutrient density rather than good foods and bad foods. So we got apples, or it looks like apple pie with caramel on top. We're a nation that is overfed and undernourished. Cost of fresh fruits and vegetables is higher. Convenience food high in fat, sugar, and salt are going to be lower. in price. Inactive lifestyles hurt your energy imbalance. Portion sizes and value meals. Portion sizes meaning you eat the small. You eat the small cheeseburger, you eat the small fry, you have the small drink instead of, oh, I can get everything large for an extra dollar, but that's going to put about 1,000 to 1,500 more calories in my body that I could use for later in the day. Fast food is cheap food. All you can eat. Super Size Me. There is actually a movie called Super Size Me. I highly recommend looking at it and watching it. There's also a film called That Sugar Film. I know that sounds crazy, but it shows you how addictive sugar is to us for our mental aspects and how it actually hurts us. Portion distribution. Calorie intake and expenditure must balance for healthy weight management. Americans spend 150 billion at fast food restaurants each year. There's actually a picture there from the Super Size Me movie. That guy ate McDonald's for over a month. That's all he ate. And it was not good. Never limit what you can do in life because of the decisions you make each day. Be healthy and be active. Take care of yourself now and forever. You got one body, guys. Take care of it. You don't get another one. So I hope this has helped you guys. I hope you've learned something. Of course, if you have questions, always feel free to message me, or we can Google Meet whenever I'm not